You! I tried to struggle my way up, but the grip was too tight. I'm also pretty good at gripping things tight, if you know what I mean. Hello, and welcome to chapter 1 of My Angie. This is a Yandere dating sim where you move to a new neighborhood and there is something very wrong with your next door neighbor. Let's get started. Where am I? Why am I here? Everything is so hazy. I can't think straight. My name is... Yinny. I'm Yinny. And I'm sorry. With that reason, you can no longer stay with us. Stop it. Why did you do that? Were you out of your mind? Shut up. You technically brought that upon yourself. Hey, why are people being mean to me? What the fuck did I do? It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Why is it me? Why is it always me? Just please. Hey, you alright? Oh, yes, I'm fine. Crap, did I end up falling asleep? Oh, phew, that's good. You weren't looking great, so I thought you got car sick or something. It seems I really didn't look great while I was asleep. I was having a nightmare. A horrible one, in fact. After getting fired from the company like that, I decided to move to a place far away from where I was before. I wanted to get away from everything that reminds me of that time, so I picked the furthest place to move out. Okay, Joyfield apartment, I think we're here. So this is the place. Wow, this is worse than I imagined. I actually stumbled across this building while finding a place around this area. At first I tried to get somewhere else thinking this may not be a good idea, but all the good options I had in mind were just way over my current budget. What can I do now though? What's done is done. Not that I have enough cash to move again immediately. Besides, it wasn't the exterior that caught my attention. It was the price. The rent for this place was just too cheap to resist. And with that much money saved, I should be able to hold on until I find a new job. I heard that the owner was desperate to get a new tenant after having issues with their previous tenant. Something about them running away without paying. I don't know. Damn, this place looks awful. But seriously, Joyfield apartment. Isn't this place a bit too gloomy to be called Joyfield? Yep. No way I'm staying here long. Well, nothing's gonna get done if I just stand here all day. I should head up. Let's see. 201, was it? That should be the place. I took out the rusty key that was given to me, and with a nervous feeling, I let out a deep sigh and unlocked the door. Ew! At this point, I'm not even surprised. Why did I say I'll do the cleaning myself? I guess this is what I get for trying to save some cash. The floor was piled with dust and was scattered with multiple papers and plastic bottles. Couldn't the previous tenant at least throw the trash out before leaving? Seriously, I never met this person, and I'm starting to get really frustrated at them. I put my belongings in the corner and proceed to look around the things I have to clean up. This is gonna be a painful day. This should be good enough for now. After painstaking hours of cleaning, I managed to clean the living room to an acceptable condition. Though I feel like there's now a pile of dust building up in my lungs from all the intense cleaning, but it isn't over yet. The bedroom and the bathroom. I should clean up the bedroom next since I don't want to sleep on the floor on my first day here. It's messy as hell here as well. I'm starting to notice that the previous tenant left a lot of their stuff. Almost too much. I even found some fresh clothes while cleaning the living room as well. First the living room and now the bedroom. Just looking at the amount of belongings they left behind, I guess the rumor about them running away was true. What should I do? Take a closer look. Let's see what on earth these papers are that are sticking to the wall. I moved closer to the bedside and ripped the two papers that were glued to the wall. It was an older news article about a murder that happened at a youth shelter 15 years ago. Gruesome stabbing at Good Hill Youth Shelter. 4 teens found dead, only 2 survivors. Cause of death of all victims was severe blood loss presumably caused by immense stab wounds on the neck. I skimmed through the details until the location of the scene caught my eye. This place is where I used to live with my parents. And from the looks of it, the shelter was only a few blocks away from our house. I barely remember anything from the time I lived with my parents, so all of this is very new and shocking to me. To think a murder case of all things happened so near me, it gives me the chills. But why would they print this article, let alone stick it to the top of the bed? Were they one of those mystery murder case enthusiasts? Or those internet detectives? I continue reading to see the rest of the article. It seems that the culprit was revealed to be one of the caretakers of the institute. However, the police were unable to detain them as the caretaker ended their own lives before the police arrived. I shoved the papers into the plastic garbage bag. It's definitely not a pleasant thing to read in a place like this. God, now this is creeping me out. I'm gonna be honest, if I was here and there were still old belongings left behind, I feel like I'd be too scared to read them. What if I see something like scary? What if I like read a book or something and they're like, why are you reading this? And it's gonna make me feel like I'm being watched. Okay, on to the next one. I try to act overly cheerful to ease my chills, and look under the bed to find more stuff to clean. I reach under the bed to see if there's any trash I can grab, but then I feel something sharp bump into my fingertips. So I reach deeper only to grab the mystery item. Ah, got it! What the? A notebook. Did they keep a secret diary or something? Looking at this mess, I didn't expect them to be the sentimental type. Curious about the content, I open the notebook. The The first page was filled with a list of food and numbers written next to it. It seems they use this to record their expenses. I flipped a few pages more until I found something new. The apartment is very old like I expected. Sink is leaking and needs fixing. Room and bathroom smell moldy. There's a lot of things to fix here. This month might be very tough financially. I flipped to the next page to read more. This place seems to talk about the floor neighbors. I don't think I'll ever interact with them, but it won't hurt to know basic impressions of each of them with this. Tenant 203 seems to be a decent person, but very loud. Yikes, I guess a quiet life here is out of the question. Tenant 202. What the? The bits regarding 202 were missing. It was not long that I realized that the bottom part of the page was ripped. Maybe they didn't like what they wrote. Or maybe they spilled something and ripped it by accident. I don't think people rip stuff like that by accident completely. What am I thinking? It's only a rip. I'm watching way too many detective movies. I took out my phone to check the time, and to my surprise, it was almost afternoon. Oh shit, I slacked off too long. I quickly closed the notebook and shoved it inside the desk drawer and continued cleaning. I'll check on it more and more when I have time. Finally all done. Looking at all the trash gone, I feel a whole chunk of weight off my chest. And I feel like I can literally throw up a dust bunny. I need fresh air right now. My head is starting to feel a bit dizzy. I didn't even think opening the window in the living room will cut it. I can breathe. I never thought the air could be this sweet. But what should I do now? I didn't really think of what to do after I finished cleaning. I do have to buy groceries and other necessities later, so I have to go out sooner or later. But there's still some time left, so I can do something else first. Introduce yourself to the neighbors. We should totally do that. I guess I should at least say hello to the tenants living on this floor. Wouldn't hurt to say hello anyway. From what I know, there are 2 other people who live on this floor, 202 and 203. Let's see, which place should I go first? 202. I should go to 202 first. I approached the door nervously and pressed the doorbell. No answer. Hello? I'm the person who just moved to 201. Just went to say hello. Still no answer. I decided to give one last shot and knock on the door. Then suddenly, it opened. Did they not close the door properly? Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna die, but let's look inside. I leaned closer to the door to take a peek, to see if anyone was inside. Hello? Is any... I feel a sudden grip on my arm. By the time I realized I was pulled inside. Wah! The room was pitch black, so I couldn't see anything. I tried to struggle, but the grip on my arm was too strong. I attempted to scream, but my mouth was immediately covered with what I could feel as a wet cloth. Well, I'm Dunyan Rings. Goodbye, guys. It was nice knowing you. But once again, I've gotten myself killed because I have no common sense. A strong, unpleasantly sweet scent shoots through my nose, making me dizzy. It's rude to peek. You know, I can feel a heavy breathing down my neck, and an arm slowly wrapping itself around my waist. I normally would take things slow, but I believe you saw a bit too much. Or maybe you haven't. I can feel the grip on my waist getting tighter. I guess it's my fault for taking my time and not disposing anything there, but I do have to thank you. You just made things way too easy. I really like his hair. It's really cute. I don't often see the blunt ends on like all the little pieces. It's adorable. I do love the dead tired eyes too. You know how I feel about dead tired eyes? I love those. The figure lets out a small chuckle, almost mocking me for even thinking to look inside. Yeah, I deserve to be mocked. Don't worry. By the time you wake up, you'll be more beautiful than you are now. I'm sure of it. Beginning to lose all strength. My body leans closer to the figure. Welcome to your new home. I'm sure you'll love it here. Ending. Too easy. Yeah, that's kind of what 2D men usually say about me. Well, this time instead of looking inside like a dum-dum, we're just gonna leave. I better go now. Maybe they went out in a rush and forgot to close their door or something. I move away from the door and start walking to the corridor. I don't want to get blamed or worse, sued for trespassing or killed. But most importantly, I feel like it's a bad idea to approach it further. Oh, it absolutely is. A few hours later. Oh, look, do not enter. We should totally enter. I seriously didn't expect I'll take this long. Who would have thought there would be that many people buying stuff too? But on the bright side, at least the extra furniture and food will come tomorrow. I look at my phone to check the navigation. I should be able to reach home in a few minutes if I turn right straight ahead. What the? The short way to the apartment was blocked. Oh, great. I can just slide my way inside and cross the path, but I don't want to risk it with the amount of things I'm carrying right now. Guess the only way back is to take the longer path. Do I really have to cross here? The path was surrounded by bushes and old buildings. The dim light wasn't helping to ease this eerie atmosphere either. Maybe I should have just crossed the caution area. But what can I do now? I came all this way and my arms are getting tired. In desperate need to get out of this path, I started to speed up my walk. But then... squish. Startled by the soft sensation below my feet, I looked down. A doll! That's totally not creepy at all. I cautiously pick up the strange-looking doll. It had places that were ripped open and covered in stains. A creepy-looking doll in a creepy-looking alley. This can't get any worse. Now, where did it go? Taken aback by a sudden voice, I quickly look up, trying to find the identity of the voice. That's strange. I do believe I dropped it here somewhere. A student? No, there weren't any schools from what I remember. Plus, he seems a bit too old to be a student too. Is he searching for something? Approach him. I don't know why, but I feel like this doll is exactly what he's searching for. With caution, I slowly walk up to the stranger. Excuse me? Yes? I show him the doll I picked up earlier. Is this what you're looking for? The man's face turned brighter upon seeing the doll in my hands, as bright as his dead eyes will allow him to. Thank goodness you found it. I thought I lost it forever. I handed the doll over to him. He seemed very pleased. I fell on the road while I was walking, though I kind of stepped on it by accident. I'm sorry if I got it dirty. No, I'm just glad you found it. No problem. Glad I was able to help. Even though the conversation was brief, it helped to ease the eerie atmosphere just a little bit. I guess it was a good thing that I decided to ask him about the doll, now that I realize that you're perhaps a new tenant of 201, you know, from the old brown apartment. Oh yeah, I am. And you are? I'm Noah, tenant of 202. What's your name? I'm Yinny. Yinny, why did your expression go like that? Why did it darken? Hello, excuse me? I can hear him quietly mumbling my name. I prefer if he didn't do that. Is something the matter? It's nothing. Just makes me remember names quicker. Are you heading back to the apartment now? Yeah. I was planning to use a shortcut, but the road was blocked. Oh, that road. You know, it's a pretty small fix, so people here just jump over it. He lets out a small laugh. Even I think walking all this way from such a small site is a bit dumb. Being an able citizen, I see. It's not like that. My face began to turn slightly red from embarrassment, but in a way that his sarcastic teasing was making me more comfortable around him. I was also on my way back to the apartment. Would you mind if I tag along with you? Oh, no problem. I feel like the road would be more creepy ahead, and besides, it's better to have one support other than none. Let's go back. I don't know. I think we're making a bad mistake. With that, we started walking together back home. It's been a few minutes since we walked, but none of us were talking. I'm starting to feel like the casual conversations we had in the alley were all in my head. Awkward tensions begin to rise as the noise of our footsteps echoes. I kept glancing in his direction to see what he was doing, and now that I'm next to him, I can see his face much more clearly. His skin was pale, almost as if there was no blood flowing inside of him, but the most unnerving feature was his eyes. His eyes look as if I'm staring into a dark abyss. Oh, perfect! I love men who have eyes like that. The harsh dark circles making the eyes even more eerie. Woohoo! I mean, after all, tired, exhausted, and dark-haired is like just my type. Is there something wrong? What? He'd been staring at me for some time. Crap, how did he notice that I was looking at him? Was he not looking at the road? No, it's nothing. Sorry about that. The silence surrounds us once more. I feel like if I stop talking right now, we'll just go back to that awkward silence again until we arrive at the apartment. Come on, think of something. So, how long have you been living here? God, this question's so generic, but at least it keeps the conversation going. I've been here for quite some time now, around 3 years. Oh, then you're probably more familiar around here. Have you met any other people living in the apartment? Let's say, the previous 201 tenant. Hearing that, Noah looked towards me, still smiling. Hearing no answers, I looked back at him nervously. Why isn't he saying anything? Did I say something I shouldn't have? Actually, no. Oh, my job doesn't necessarily require me to go outside, so I've never once met them. I see. From what I heard, it seems they ran away. I'm not surprised, to be honest. People don't stay here for too long. Yeah, you should be careful around here. It's not wise for anyone to be roaming around here at night. I nodded in reply as I turned my head back to the road. By the time I knew it, we arrived back at the apartment. Ah, we're finally here. I let out a deep breath of relief. Despite how run down it is, the reality of finally being home just brings a feeling that I'm safe. Thanks for walking with me, Noah. No problem. It was nice meeting you, Yinny. I hope I can see you around. Yeah, it was nice meeting you too. Noah then held up the doll and started waving its little hands towards me as if the doll was saying goodbye. That is very scary. Wave farewell, Angie. Angie? Is he referring to the doll? Is it Ange or Angie? Because I had like friends who use that nickname, but they have two different pronunciations. I think the name is a little mismatched, but I guess there are people who name their toys. I gave him a faint smile and a quick wave back before heading inside. As soon as I get into the bedroom, I dive into the bed, recalling everything that happened today. The move was exhausting, but at least I was able to be acquainted with one of my neighbors today. Appearance aside, he seemed to be a decent person. Noah, wait a minute. How did he know that I was a tenant of this apartment? Did he see me before we met at the alley? Where have you been all this time? I was looking everywhere for you. Things will be very interesting from now on. It'll be fun for you too. Wouldn't you agree? My Angie. Oh, another dream again. A bottomless pit of darkness and absolute silence. Well, it is better than the last dream I had. With everything that happened, the new environment I got myself in, this pitch black feels almost soothing. Let it be like this until I wake up. As I was about to go close my eyes, a bright light flashed before my eyes. Before I knew it, I was standing alone in an unfamiliar place. Great, as soon as I thought this would be a peaceful dream, I look around my surroundings to get a clear view of the place I was in. Nobody in sight. Not a single one. Strange. I don't think I've seen or went to a place like this before. Yet for some reason it feels calming, almost nostalgic. As I try to take a step forward, I realize I was holding onto something in one of my hands. A sketchbook. Strange, I wasn't holding it before. I start flipping through the pages to see if anything was drawn on it, but all the pages were blank. Before I had the chance to think of my next step, my body started sprinting on its own. Huh? I tried to stop myself, but my body kept running forward as if it had a mind of its own. First that dread of nightmare, and now this. Can't I have a peaceful sleep for once? My body kept sprinting until my legs gave in and fell down, inches away from ramming into the wall of bushes. There was no pain, but it was still pretty unpleasant nonetheless. Seriously, what is going on here? This dream is way too intense for my liking. But again, on the bright side, I feel that I have control over my body again. Good, because I'm not going through that again. Wait a second, my hands feel light. Wasn't I holding some sort of a sketchbook before? I look around to see if I dropped it nearby, but it was nowhere to be seen. I guess I probably dropped it while I was running. Upon knowing the disappearance of the sketchbook, a sudden surge of anxiety flowed into my head. It's almost as if my whole body is telling me to find it. I started rummaging the bushes to see if I dropped it there. Come on, it's a fairly big sketchbook. It shouldn't be that hard to find. Just as I was about to reach my hand deeper into the bush, I hear something. It was a melody. Soft and soothing as it drifted through the air. It was sudden and faint, but I swear I heard it from across this bush. Someone singing. I quickly backed out to get myself to a safe distance. Before I can decide whether I should call out to, I hear a faint rustle from the bush. The sketchbook! I slowly move closer to the bush and pick up the sketchbook with caution. I look back up at the wall of bushes in front of me. Everything doesn't make sense, but one thing is for certain. Someone is across this wall, and they slid the sketchbook back to me. Though skeptical, I decide to give it a call. Hello? As expected, no answer. My attention then goes to the sketchbook I got. I wasn't able to inspect it before, but now that I have it back, I first take a look at the outer layer of the sketchbook. This part looks the same as before I left it. Without any expectations, I open it up. It's not blank. Hello? Ow! Startled by the sound of the sharp alarm, I end up falling down the bed. I totally forgot that I set an alarm before I went to bed yesterday, and rubbed my back with my hands to ease the pain. It's not immensely painful, but still unpleasant. This is definitely not a great way to start the day. Yeah, no thank you. As I get myself together, I try to recall the dream I had. Why did that strange place feel so familiar? But most importantly, I wonder who is behind that wall. Still can't believe I moved here. Everything still feels weird, but I'm sure it'll pass. I look around the house and see some spots that I missed while cleaning yesterday. Since the extra furniture and foods will come today, I might as well finish cleaning before it arrives. The stains on the wall is today's first priority. I think with that gone, the house should look a bit decent. Phew, it done at last. My hands feel numb from all that scrubbing, but getting rid of those stains is worth the pain. Now all I need is the rest of my stuff, and finally, it can look like an actual home. Speaking of the devil, I'm right on time too. With a light step, I rush to the door. Huh? What the? To my surprise, there was no one at the door, let alone a single moving truck. That's weird, I clearly heard the doorbell. Just when I was about to take a step further, I feel a bump on my feet. To my confusion, I look down to see a small box placed right under me. Strange, I don't remember ordering anything and my stuff should have been in a way bigger box than this. I picked it up to see the information that was written on the box. Address to Joyfield Apartment Flats, 283, L. Evans. Okay, this is definitely not mine. I'm actually amazed that the delivery person mistook their address and mine. I mean, our flat numbers are literally slap right in front of our doors. I guess I have to give it to them myself. I don't want to be in the middle of a complaint of a missing delivery. May as well introduce myself again since I wasn't able to last time. Maybe this was a bad idea. No, I shouldn't think like that. After all, it's better to have a good impression than bad. Just give them the package, introduce yourself, and leave. Simple as that. A bit nervous, I press the doorbell. No answer. Hello? Is anyone there? I think our mail got mixed up. Still no answer. Ring the bell again. Seriously, are they not home? Should I just leave it outside? But what if they're just doing something and didn't hear the doorbell? Yeah, what if they're pooping? Okay, just one more try and then I'm just gonna leave the package here. Just when I was about to ring the doorbell, I hear a familiar voice from behind me. Knock it off, for God's sake. Hey, don't talk to me like that. Huh? Keep at it, you're gonna break my doorbell. So he's a tenant of 203. I don't know why, but for some reason I thought he'd be way older. So, you need something from me? Must be urgent from the way you're smashing the bell. Oh, His sudden question kind of caught me off guard. And from the frown on his face, he's not exactly in a good mood. I should give him his package now before his mood gets even worse. I think this package is yours. For some reason it was left at my door place. I quickly handed over his package, but instead of immediately taking it out of my hands, he just stood there. I gave a quick glance at his direction. I can see the clear frown in his eyes. He was suspicious of the situation. I know you're probably thinking, how on earth did they mess up our address when our flat number is literally on the door? Trust me, I thought the same thing when this was at my door. Also, if I want to steal it, why would I be standing at your door when I could have easily said nothing and just take it to my house? 203 lets out a sigh before taking the package out of my hands. But his facial expression has gone softer. I'm Yinny. I just moved to 201 recently. Why isn't he saying anything? A few seconds of silence pass until 203 slowly opens his mouth. Luke. Crap, he spoke way too quiet. I couldn't hear what he was saying. A slight frown returns to his eyes as he notices my troubled expression. He lets out another sigh before repeating his words with a louder tone. Name's Luke. Just then I receive a message from the delivery place that my stuff is almost here. I should head back inside now. It'll be weird if I waited for them here. Anyway, it was nice meeting you, Luke. You were the only one I hadn't met yet. Wait, you met 202? Yeah? The sleepless looking guy with the uniform. You met him. Luke seemed rather surprised that I met Noah already. And from the way he described Noah, he clearly knows him very well. So why is he so shocked that I already know Noah? Is something the matter? Luke gives a hesitant glance before slightly opening his mouth, but he quickly shuts it close again as if he changed his mind. No, nothing's wrong. You know what, just forget I said anything. After finishing his words, he walked towards his flat without a second glance. Is he seriously gonna leave after dropping a cliffhanger like that? Wait! Just watch out. You never know what weirdos you'll come across when you're living here. With that, he shut his door closed. It's only been a few days and I already have 2 people warning me about this neighborhood. But warnings aside, I'm more curious about Luke's behavior towards Noah. From the looks of things, it seems like Luke doesn't have a good impression of him. I wonder if he's just being cautious. Or there was something which led him to be wary of him. Oh, whatever it is, it's leaving a bad taste in my mouth. Before I can think about the situation further, the loud truck sound coming from downstairs stopped my trail of thought. I should really head back now, thinking about that can come after. I should try and ask about it when we meet again, whether it's Luke or Noah. Phew, this should do for now. After placing the finishing touches, I take a step back to look at the living room. It's simple and plain, like what I expected, but I'm just glad that it finally feels like a genuine home. Now that I'm finished, I wonder what I should do with the rest of my time. It does look a lot better. I was mostly busy buying stuff I need for the move, so I really haven't had a good look around the place. Maybe now's a good time to do just that. I bet something's gonna happen. Even though I said I want to look around, with all the places almost in ruins, there's barely anything for me to see here. Let's see, I can try taking a closer look at the path that I took last time. I feel like that's a bad idea. Or I can try going to a new path I never tried yet and see what comes. Let's go to the new path first. With the moving and all, there's still places I haven't even seen yet. Now that I'm done with moving all the furniture, I can look around the place more and get more familiar. After all, I'll be staying here for God knows when. I might as well get familiar with the neighborhood. I knew this was a dying neighborhood, but who would have thought it would be this dead? For sale? No, most of the buildings are run down and falling apart. The lack of people on the street made it feel as if I were the only person in this godforsaken place. So this is how it'll feel in a post-apocalyptic movie. At this point, I'm starting to feel like there's no need to look around anymore. Even if I look around more, it'll just be more run-down buildings anyway. Just when I was about to turn back, a certain something catches my eye. The building had a different layout compared to the rest of the building, with no visible door outside. From afar, I can see some objects displayed inside as well. Wonder if it's a shop. Wait, a shop here of all places? And from the looks of it, it's open as well. It's a little shady to see a running store in a place like this, but I'm curious about what's inside. It looks pretty innocent to me, and there's candy. Besides, the buy one get one free deal was kinda tempting. With slight hesitation, I walk towards the shop. As I step inside, a little alarm bell rings as if to announce my arrival. The air was thick with the smell of old books, crayons, and candies. The shelves that I saw from outside were mostly filled with school supplies such as sketchbooks and childish trinkets. The interior is not what I call delightful or fancy, but the place oddly brings a sense of nostalgia, supposedly due to the objects displayed there. I walk deeper into the store, running my fingers over the row of pens until my eyes stumble upon one of the candy displayed at the front. Oh, I remember having a jar of these in the house as a kid. I can't believe they still have these. Kids used to go wild for that stuff. I had one that wail non-stop until I restocked them. I turn around to see an elderly man looking at me with a huge smile on his face. His clothes were rather basic, with a simple t-shirt and dulled-out store apron, so he must be the store owner. I was staring at him for a few seconds until I realized I just walked into a store when the owner was out. Out of context, I must have looked like I was stealing. Sorry for coming in when you went in. It's fine, it's fine. I barely have customers nowadays. You're a sight for these sore eyes. His genuine reply washes away the tense feeling I had from the almost misunderstanding. So you gotta be the brightest person I've seen since I moved here. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, this guy has been the most welcoming so far. Crap, did I just speak out what I was thinking? Moved? You actually moved here? I knew young people these days had no fear, but your heart must be made of stone. The elderly man lets out a boisterous laugh. I can feel the redness of my cheeks growing as I stand in embarrassment. I'm just joking, the city must have given you a hard time, huh? How did you... Only those kinds of people ever come to this part of the town. There's no good people left here because of that. Oh, great! Wonderful! Just what I wanted. I see. But enough of the doom and gloom talk. Come, I'll show you more of the stuff inside. I didn't expect our conversation to be this long. I really lost track of time back there. Who knew talking about candies and life could be this interesting? He even gave me a jar as a thank you gift as well. I looked down at my arms. I was holding a jar of candies that I got. I know it's a gift, but I still feel bad getting something for free. I should thank him some other day. God, I should have left before sunset. Yeah, now it's dark and full of terrors. I was too invested in the talk that I totally forgot how scary this place can get during nighttime. It's even harder to see since there's no streetlights here. I quickly pace up my walk while using the light on my phone to find the way. After walking a few steps, my eyes spot an unfamiliar silhouette from afar. I squint my eyes to discern the details only to realize it was walking towards my direction. Nowhere. Where? Oh no. The eyes are glued to the ground while mumbling the same words over and over again. It didn't seem like they noticed my presence yet. My instinct was screaming for me to turn back and run, but I couldn't shake off the possibility of them chasing after me. Even the thought of it sent chills down my spine. At this point, my only hope was to walk past them as soon as possible. As the man gets closer and closer, I can hear my heartbeat, each beat getting louder than the last. But as if to mock my sincere wish, the figure paused just a few steps away, lifting their head to my direction. What do I do? Just when I was about to flee, their cold hand clamps down on my shoulder, jolting me to a halt. Can you go away, please? Let go of me. You. I tried to struggle my way out, but the grip was too tight. Pain shot through my shoulders, sharp and agonizing. As the figure leaned in closer, their face just inches away. I'm also pretty good at gripping things tight, if you know what I mean. You. Huh? There was a sudden pause in their words, almost as if they had to force the words out of their mouth. Pear. Like the fruit? Dear. Dearest. Oh, that's a D. It says dear. My bad. I thought it said pear. I was like, what, the fruit? Dearest. Panic surged through me, flooding my senses with adrenaline. In that moment, my mind was narrowed down to a single focus. I had to get the hell out of here now. I took a deep breath and with all the strength I could muster, I wrenched myself free from the figure's grasp. The pain was almost blinding, but desperation was the sole fuel that kept me moving. I surged forward, heart racing as I sprinted down the alley. No matter what, I must never look back. Wait. Although it felt like an eternity of running, I was finally able to arrive at the apartment. As I collect my breath, I turned back to see if the hooded figure was still following me. The alley was empty with only dim lights flickering in the streets. I didn't see him. My legs collapsed onto the floor from the relief, heart still racing, and took a deep breath trying to process what just happened. From their behavior, they acted as if they knew me, but I don't remember knowing anyone like them. Did they mistake me for someone else? Why did they call me dearest? Why were they crying? Nothing makes any sense. No, nothing makes sense since I moved to this godforsaken place. All I wanted was a clean start, away from the chaos that was happening in the city. Was it a mistake moving here? But where would I go? I don't want to think anymore. I just wish... Hey, Noah! Ah, it's him with the dead eyes again. You remember my name, I'm flattered. Noah lets out a light smile before crashing down in front of me. It's cold on the floor, you know? I kept my mouth shut despite his concern. As I faced my head down to the ground, I didn't have the energy to give him a reply yet. None the mood for a light chat, I see. I told you, didn't I? It's not safe to be outside at night. His expression remains unchanged as he holds out his hand towards me. The floor is nice, but don't you think it's better to rest inside? I stood still as I stared at his open hand. Is it safe for me to take it? The situation is making me wary of everyone and everything right now. His gaze almost looks as if he found something interesting to play with. But I can't move a single inch with these worn out legs. I guess I don't have a choice. I reach out my hand and hold on to his, accepting his assistance. His smile grows wider in response. Come on, let's get you home. Noah then pulls me closer and lifts me up. By the time I realized he was carrying me back to the apartment. Never in my life have I ever thought I'd be carried by someone and my neighbor nonetheless. I shift my body a bit from the embarrassment. Don't move and hold on. Don't want me to drop you by accident, right? As my apartment door comes into view, I can feel the strength of my legs coming back to me. I look up at Noah and pull on his clothes slightly to sniggle him, but he doesn't seem to notice. Noah, I think you can put me down now. Hearing my request, Noah gently puts me down to the ground. Thanks for carrying me all the way. I couldn't have gone up all the stairs without your help. Don't mention it. You helped me once. Just think of it as returning the favor. A give and take. Is he talking about the time I picked up his stuffed doll? I didn't do it because I wanted something in return. Anybody would have helped in that situation. Noah doesn't say a word from my response and continues to stare at me. No matter how hard I try, I just can't seem to know what he's thinking at all. A few seconds of silence later, a small mumbling from his direction breaks the silence. I doubt it. Did you say something? It's nothing. Well then, good night. It was nice seeing you again. Noah turns around towards his apartment, but my hands suddenly reach out towards him and grab his sleeve. Wait, ask him to stay. Well, did you need something? I stood still as my trembling hands held onto his sleeve. The fear continues to seep into my bones and my mind kept replaying the visage of that figure lunging towards me. I grip his sleeve tighter, trembling with fear and desperation. I call out to him. Could you stay with me for a little longer? Noah doesn't say a word as he looks at me with his unchanging expression, but then he takes a step back, hinting a refusal. I grip his sleeve again, this time even tighter than before, holding him back. Please. Ironically, his presence is the only thing that's anchoring me to reality. A fragile lifeline in this hellhole of a nightmare. My mind kept repeating one thing. I didn't want to be alone. Tears started pooling in my eyes as I plead with a breaking voice. At this moment, I didn't care who or what he is, I just couldn't handle this alone. I'm scared. If you leave now, I don't know what might happen. I feel like they're still out there. Please stay with me, just for a little longer. After what felt like an eternity of silence, he nods, stepping closer. Relief floods through me, but exhaustion quickly overtakes my limbs. My eyelids flutter, heavy as lead, and I feel the weight of the fear start to lift, replaced by an overwhelming drowsiness. Just as I begin to relax, I hear his voice one last time, gentle and reassuring. It's okay, I'm right here. Did I just fall asleep in the hallway? I wake slowly, the fog of darkness still clinging to my senses. My body feels drained, unable to move a finger. But then ever so softly, I hear something. Someone's humming. A familiar melody drifts through the shadows and fills the void like a warm embrace. Familiar? Strange, why do I recognize this tune? I remember now. It's a melody from the dream before. Curious to find out the source of the tune, I flutter my eyes open. Noah! Oh, you're awake. Are you feeling better now? I open my mouth to give him a reply, but the dryness in my mouth prevents any sound from coming out. There were so many questions I want to ask him. It seems you have questions. You passed out all of a sudden, remember that? I nodded my head in silence as I continued to listen. Well, I thought about bringing you to my place, but you'd probably be uncomfortable about it. So I just found your keys in your bag and carried you back to your place. I hope you don't mind. Hearing his words, I quickly look around the surroundings. And true to his words, we were in my bedroom. I should thank him again, he really did a big favor. Squeezing the strength that I have, I let out a whisper of sound. Thank you. Don't mention it. After all, it was you who asked. I'll leave after you fall asleep again. He then continues humming the melody that I heard during my sleep. My eyelids grow heavy again, but as the melody echoes in my mind, I want to know the reason for this strange familiarity. Ask about the melody. Exhaustion was kicking in a rapid speed, but I just got to know this answer. I felt like if I didn't ask him now, I'll never have the chance to ask him again. My throat tightened in preparation and mustered all my remaining strength to speak. My voice, still barely a whisper and broken. That song. Where? Noah pauses his humming and looks in my direction. Oh, this song? It's a children's lullaby. You're really full of surprises. Not many people know this song anymore. I used to know a person who sang this all the time when I was little. I don't remember the lyrics anymore, but the tune always stuck with me. I thought it might soothe you a bit. Is that why I felt so familiar? Perhaps I heard it in my childhood. Is that why that song appeared in my dream? Hearing his answers only led to more questions instead. I wanted to ask more, but exhaustion pulls me once more. Noah seemed to notice my condition and gently puts his hand on my eyes, covering my vision. Just rest for now. You need it. My eyelids flooded in response, and by the time I knew, I was surrendering myself to sleep. My last thought was a faint hope that maybe, just maybe, I'll find more answers when tomorrow comes. Well. Is he being weird and freaky now? This is getting interesting. To be continued. Well, time to go back and try the other options. This is interesting so far. I actually really like Noah's hair. It's very cute. Okay, we are back here again. Before we start a new playthrough, I just want to check the other options here. So instead of asking him to stay like we did last time, let's just thank him again. Did you need something? I froze for a second, surprised by my sudden action. Did I just stop him? I looked down to see my hand holding him, only then did I realize the faint shake in my hands. I guess that situation really took a toll on me, but I shouldn't bother him any more than I already am. I let go of my hold on his sleeve and quickly put my hand down. It's nothing, I just wanted to thank you again. Noah lets out a slight smile. You're welcome. And I hope you heed the warnings from your neighbors next time. I want to get along with my new neighbor as long as it's possible after all. Yeah, I will. Well then, good night. With that, Noah goes back to his apartment. I should get inside as well. As soon as the door closes behind me, my legs give out once more. Pain starts surging up from my knees due to the impact, but I couldn't care less. I really thought I was a goner for sure. Squeezing the remaining strength I have, I crawl into the bed and curl up with the blanket. I shut my eyes trying to sleep, but my mind refuses to quiet down. It is impossible to erase the visage of that figure. I clutch the blanket tighter, heart pounding. I tell myself I'm safe and that it was just a fleeting encounter, but their image keeps gnawing at my thoughts. As exhaustion fights my consciousness, I can only hope tomorrow comes faster. To be continued. Okay, so nothing sus happens there. What if we don't ask about the melody? Exhaustion completely overtakes my body as I try to open my mouth. To speak to no avail. Noah seemed to notice my attempt and gently puts his hand on my eyes, covering my vision. Just rest for now. You need it. My body surrenders to sleep once more as the melody fades into the background. There are still questions that are left unanswered, and that figure might still be around. But in this moment, I am protected, and that's all that matters. To be continued. Okay, so we've gotten a bunch of those so far. Alright, new playthrough. We are back here again. This time we'll introduce ourselves to the neighbors. But instead of trying to introduce ourselves to Noah, we're going to try and introduce ourselves to number 203 first. I should go to 203 first. I can hear loud noises coming from inside the house. From the contents I'm hearing, it seems like they're playing games of some sort. God, I hope I don't need to file a noise complaint. After letting out a deep sigh, I press the doorbell. I wonder if they can hear the door. Who is it? God, that scared the crap out of me. Hello, I'm the new... I'm not buying, not interested. It seems they mistook me as a salesperson. I don't think they're gonna reply to me anymore. I should slowly go to the groceries now. So I haven't properly met any of my neighbors yet, but oh well, we'll meet one day. A few hours later. I seriously didn't expect I would have taken this long. Who would have thought there would be that many people buying stuff? On the bright side, at least the extra furniture and food will come tomorrow. I look at my phone to check the navigation. I should be able to reach home in a few minutes if I turn right straight ahead. What the? The short way to the apartment was blocked. Oh great, I can just slam my way inside and cross the path, but I don't want to risk it with the amount of things I'm carrying right now. I guess the only way back is to take the longer path. Do I really have to cross here? The path was surrounded with bushes and old buildings. The dim light wasn't helping to ease this eerie atmosphere either. Maybe I should just cross the caution area. But what can I do now? I came all this way and my arms are getting tired. In desperate need to get out of this path, I started to speed up my walk. But then, squish. Startled by this sensation below my feet, I looked down. Okay, so this time we picked up the doll again. But we're not gonna give it to him this time. So this is him searching for it, which we've already read. That's strange. I do believe I dropped it somewhere. A student. No, there weren't any schools here from what I remember. Plus he seems a bit old to be a student too. Is he searching for something? Quietly move past him. I don't think I should talk with strangers, especially at this hour. Pretending to not realize the stranger in front, I slowly walk past the man. Then suddenly, hey, feeling a tight grip on my shoulder, I look back. You have something of mine. Before I realized the stranger was looming right behind me. I could see a smile on his face, but it was far from friendly. I'm so sorry, I didn't know this was yours. I quickly gave the doll back to the man. His eyes were fixed on me, even as he received the doll from my hands. The man continued to stand in front of me without saying anything, a single word. My hands began to sweat as I felt the eerie atmosphere getting heavier. I'll see you soon. Oh, we're so screwed. What? The man said nothing else. As he left the scene, I stood alone in the alley as my blood ran cold, unable to move from terror. My heart began to race as his words echoed in my head. What the hell does he even mean by that? I break myself from the fear and start running as fast as I could. I need to get out of here right now. I bet he's gonna kill us. I was gasping for air from all the running. I think this is the fastest I've ever ran in my life. I'm finally home. Creepy alley, creepy stranger. I'm far from them now. I slowly collect my breath. But then, I hear a clap from the back, and a familiar figure shows up. I can't believe he's clapping me from the back. It was the guy from the alley. Nice jog. Took you long enough. How did he... I told you we'll meet again. I looked at him as I froze once more. I was terrified to the point I couldn't even make a sound. Unable to shout or move, I could only watch as the man slowly approaches me. You don't have to be that afraid, you know? After all, we are neighbors. What did he just say? Neighbors? You're the new tenant of 201. The man then directs his finger to the flat next to mine. I'm the tenant of 202. Name's Noah. So he's a tenant of this apartment as well. That aside, how did he know I was a tenant of this apartment? I did make some noises while I was cleaning, so maybe he knows then. But that doesn't explain how he knows my face. I decide to give it a shot and ask, how did you... That's kind of unfair that only I gave you my name, isn't it? Oh, sudden request blew away my train of thought. I don't see a reason to give my name. I mean, I'm not the one who asked for it in the first place. I decide to oblige nonetheless. It's not bad knowing the names of the people living here anyway. And besides, what else can he do with just my name? I'm Yinny. Yinny. I see. Well, it was nice meeting you, Yinny. I hope I can see you around. Yeah, you too. Noah turns his body to his flat, getting ready to go inside. I grab my door to head inside as well, but before I can open it, he turns his head back to me. Oh, before you go, Mind if I give you some advice? What advice? You shouldn't stay outside for long in this neighborhood. Who knows? You might not see the daylight again. Eek! See my expression, Noah lets out a few laughs. Just kidding. It's getting really fun messing with you. You! But I mean it when I say you shouldn't stay out for long, especially at night. There are many pickpockets around here that target people walking alone. While the joke did scare the crap out of me, I do appreciate him telling me not to hang around at night. Thank you for telling me that. I'll try not to. Well, that's all from me. Good night. You too, Noah. As soon as I get into the bedroom, I dive in, recalling everything that happened today. The exhausting move, the creepy alley, and the encounter with Noah. Noah! In the end, I didn't get to ask how he knew I was the new tenant. Maybe I'll ask him when I meet him again. Despite how terrifying our first interaction was, I don't think he's a bad person. Though I don't want to see him that often. Look at you. You look more messed up than before. That's fine. I'll mend it up for you. Where have you been all this time? I was searching all over for you. We definitely knew each other from before. That's fine. It's all gonna be alright like it used to be. I'm scared that he's gonna turn me into a doll. Things will be very interesting from now on. It'll be fun for you too, wouldn't you agree? Another dream again. A bottomless pit of darkness and absolute silence. Well, it's better than the last dream I had. With everything that happened in the new environment I got myself in, this pitch black feels almost soothing. Let it be like this until I wake up. Ow! Startled by the sound of the sharp alarm, I ended up falling down into the bed. I slowly stood up, rubbing my back with my hands to ease the pain. We've already seen the bit that comes after, where we clean the house and wait for our parcel. So this time, we're just gonna leave the package at 203. I guess I'm at home. I thought about ringing the bell again, but I think it's better if I just leave it on the doorstep. They'll pick it up eventually. And besides, with how old the building is, I don't want to risk breaking someone else's doorbell. Alright, with that case closed, with that case solved, I should head back. I got my own package to pick up. I wonder if it's almost here. I did receive a message that it will come around this hour. As I was about to take another step, I felt a sudden impact as I bumped into someone. Ow! Taken aback by the impact, I took some steps backward but ended up tripping on my own feet. Crap! I clenched my fists to brace myself for the pain of the fall, but strangely I felt nothing at all. I slowly opened my eyes to check the reason. To my surprise, someone was holding my waist. I assumed they were able to grab hold of me before I fell down. Oh wait, a person! In this place! My bad. You alright? From the look in his eyes, he's equally as surprised as I am. God, you scared the crap out of me. I didn't think I'd run into a person here. Same here. Slightly relieved, he pulls me back up and lets go of my waist. I quickly snap out from the shock and stand up properly. Hopefully I was able to see him more clearly. But never mind that, I should thank him first for helping me out. Thanks a lot for catching me. I was about to experience a world of pain if it weren't for you. It's nothing. I was the one who bumped into you in the first place. He's a lot nicer this time. I never seen you around here. Why are you here anyway? A delivery mixed up me and one of my neighbors, so I just came here to return it. I point out the box that was placed on the 203's door. Oh, thanks. Why are you blushing? Wait, he's a tenant of 203. For some reason, I thought he'd be way older. I'm Uni. I recently moved to 201, actually. I'm Luke. After this quick introduction, he reaches his hand towards me for a handshake. I can see that he's flustered from how red he is. I shouldn't keep him waiting. His face looks like it's about to explode. Letting out a light chuckle, I reached my hand out to reciprocate his handshake. What was that? Startled by the loud noise, we both put down our hands and looked at the direction where it came from. The noise came from my flat side of the hallway. But as sudden as it was, the noise stopped after that one loud bang. Strange. I wonder what that was. Just then I received a message from the delivery place that my things are almost here. I should head back inside now. It would be weird if I waited for them here. Anyway, it was nice meeting you, Luke. You were the only one I hadn't met yet. Wait, you met 202? Yeah? The sleepless looking guy with the uniform, you met him. Luke seemed rather surprised that I met Noah. And from the way he described Noah, he clearly knows him well. So why is he so shocked that I already know him? Is something the matter? Luke gives a hesitant glance before slightly opening his mouth, but he quickly shuts it closed again as if he changed his mind. No, nothing's wrong. You know what? Just forget I said anything. After finishing his words, he walked towards his flat without a second glance. Is he seriously gonna leave after dropping a cliffhanger like that? Wait! Just watch out. You never know what weirdos you come across when you're living here. With that, he shut the door closed. Great. It's only been a few days and I already have 2 people warning me about this neighborhood. But warnings aside, I'm more curious about Luke's behavior towards Noah. From the looks of things, it seems like Luke doesn't have a good impression of him. I wonder if he's just being cautious. Or there was something. Whatever it is, it's leaving a bad taste in my mouth. Before I can think about it, the loud truck sound coming from downstairs stops my trail of thought. I should really head back now. Thinking about that can come later. Okay, so we saw that part where the truck delivered our new furniture. So we're back here. This time, we're gonna take a closer look at the old path. It was nighttime when I walked that path, so I didn't get to see the surrounding properly. But since the sun's still out, I might find something that I missed. I should try going back there again and see if there's anything else there. As I trail and recall the path I took, a familiar staircase comes into view. Now that I look, it's even longer and steeper than I thought. Its silent, deserted presence sends a flicker of concern and astonishment to my mind. I'm actually amazed at the fact that I walked down here without falling into that pitch dark. Not to mention I sprinted down all the stairs to run away from Noah. I carefully walk up the stairs, feeling the uneven levels each step up the way. A small yet firm concern crosses my mind. A single misstep here would be instant downfall. After going up this endless staircase, I finally arrive at the place I saw last night. I thought I would see something different if I came here during daytime, but to my disappointment, there was almost no change. The place is equally quiet, as when it's nighttime, only less frightening. There was little to almost nothing to see. No grand sights, new stores, nothing. Should I just go back? But since I came all the way here, I might as well do something. If there's nothing, I guess I'll just have to go get groceries again. And they'll definitely have more things to see than here. I never thought I'd end up killing time like this. Who would have thought I'd end up going to the grocery store again? I also bought some more drinks and snacks while at it. It doesn't hurt to have more food at home anyway. I look up at the sky winding down as I take my bags at hand and slowly start my way back home. As I was about to step inside the apartment, a familiar voice made me stop. Oh, it's you again. Hi, Luke. We meet again. What are you doing outside? Hearing my question, he holds up a plastic bag in response. You're staying out the trash. What about you? Went out to look around the area to see if there was anything worth checking. Let me guess, there's absolutely nothing, right? Yeah, so I ended up going to the groceries again. One way to kill time, I guess. That reminds me, now that I met him, I can try asking him about the conversation we had last time. Ooh, I'm gonna save here. We'll ask him about Noah this time. I know he might find it inconsiderate, but I just want to ask him about it. And the look on his face, he seemed like he didn't have a good impression of him. By the way, about 203. Immediately after hearing the number, his face shifts. Look, didn't I say to forget that I even said anything about it? I didn't say anything and you didn't hear anything. Let's leave it at that. As he turns around and tries to walk back into the apartment, I try to do one last attempt. Wait! I quickly grab him by the arm before he can take another step, quickly stopping him from moving anywhere. Didn't you say it before that I'll never know what weirdos I'll come across when I'm living here? So let's warn each other about it. You don't want another runaway situation happening twice in this apartment and causing ruckus, right? Ugh, suit yourself. He forcefully shakes off my grip and quickly storms his way into the opposite direction. But then he suddenly stops in his tracks. We stand in silence for a while before he scratches his head in frustration and turns towards me. Never speak about this to anyone, okay? I quickly nod in agreement. I saw. His voice was way too quiet and I couldn't hear a single thing. After a few seconds of silence, Luke slowly opens his mouth. A few days before 201 went missing, I saw him with 202. I was at home when it happened. It was real late at night. I heard someone shouting real loud, so I went out to take a look and it was 201 grabbing 202 by the collar. Were the previous 201 and 202 close? Definitely not. Sure, we all live on the same floor, but we barely interacted with each other. I nodded in response, allowing Luke to continue. 201 looked as if he was not in the right mind, you know? He was real pale too. I wasn't really close with the guy, but I did meet him a couple of times while taking out the trash. He was those modest type of people when we met, so I was surprised to see him so worked up like that. But 202, and that was the first time meeting him, but there's something about him that's off. Did he try and do anything? I mean, he was grabbed by the collar, right? Surely he retorted. No, he didn't do anything. Didn't move an inch, but who on earth keeps a smile like that while getting grabbed by the collar? And he started grinning even more when he noticed that I was there. Is that the reason why you avoid speaking about 202? Sure, the situation's a bit intense and I can understand why Luke would be wary about him because of that. But in full honesty, it just sounds like a first impression gone bad. Of course it's not just that. Luke stops mid-sentence once more and gives a brief glance at me, as if he's hesitant to tell me the rest. At that point I backed out and tried to leave, but before I left, 201 shouted, "You were there, weren't you?" The moment 201 said those words, I clearly saw 202's face change. It was a split second, but the face he made, I don't know how to describe it. Luke's face turns even paler recalling that moment. And that's why I avoid the guy like the plague. I want to be involved with him in any shape or form. Do you know what 201 was talking about? No clue. Like I said, I didn't hear what he was shouting before, and I'm glad I didn't. I see. But wait, the previous tenant disappearing a few days after fighting with Noah, their strange response. And most importantly, Noah's reaction towards it. That can only mean... Do you think that 202... Look, I'm not going to assume anything, nor do I want to get involved. The fact that I'm telling you this much is enough already. Anyway, set my pace. Let's be careful around him. With that, Luke storms off to the opposite direction, not looking back once. By the time I knew, I was standing alone on the entrance to the apartment. I should head inside too. The sun is about to set, and I don't want to be standing here till nighttime. The stairs here are a pain. I knew this place didn't have elevators, but with hands full of groceries, I'm seriously starting to miss it. At least I got home without any problems this time. I can just go inside now, but there's still a few moments left to spare. That reminds me, there was a staircase that goes up to the apartment rooftop. I wonder if people can go there. I'll just go inside this time. We can do the rooftop next time. I don't think my legs can handle those extra shifts with all the walking I did today. With these heavy bags definitely will not make it easy either. I took a deep breath before stepping deeper inside, trying to fill myself with a semblance of comfort. I gently put down my belongings on the bag of groceries on the table and head straight towards the bedroom. As I sit on the edge of the bed, my mind drifts through all the events that happened today. It was a pretty much mundane day, but at least I was able to meet all my neighbors. The thing that Luke said still lingers in my mind, but I guess it's best to put it aside for now. I wonder what everyone does for a living. what their reason for coming to this neighborhood is. Speaking of living, that reminds me, I need to find a new job soon. I almost forgot from all the moving and looking around. I know moving here didn't cost much, but I need to get a job pretty soon before I run out of money. I take out my phone and begin searching if there's any place available for hire in the area. A few hours later, you gotta be kidding me. How can there not be a single place that's available for hire here? Pretty sure I've been searching for a few hours and there's still absolutely nothing. This is getting ridiculous. Spending that much time staring at the screen is really straining my eyes. It's getting late. I'll call it a day. I'll try again tomorrow. I lean back and flop myself onto the bed, gently closing my eyes and allowing my body to relax into the quiet darkness. All I need is rest right now. A long respite for whatever comes tomorrow. As I was about to slowly drift into sleep, I suddenly feel a strange heaviness pressing down on my neck. Did I put the blanket on my neck or something? No, we're about to die because we tried to take his doll. Also, we talked shit about him. As I try to ignore the feeling, the pressing gets stronger and stronger. Why does it feel so real? Panic surges through my veins as every breath becomes even more shallow and strained by the minute. I can't breathe. Uh-oh. Before I knew it, I was jolted awake by the dreadful suffocation. My eyes darted around the room to find the source, but the darkness was blocking my vision. But I can sense it, a heavy weight pressing down on my neck. I lift my hands up to try and claw at the thing that's constricting my throat. But wait, this feeling, it's a person's hand. As my eyes get used to the darkness, I squeeze all the strength I have to look at the figure on top of me. Why are you covered in blood? What happened? Is that mine? Noah! You're awake. I was trying to end it as fast as possible, but you're a light sleeper, aren't you? Despite the constraint on my neck, I try to scream for help, but the moment I open my mouth, the wrap around my neck gets tighter. Why is he here? How did he get in? Whose blood is that? Is that Luke's blood? Did he kill Luke before coming over to us? Oh, this? I came here after cleaning up a meddlesome filth. I left to bathe, thinking I'll do what's right, but it couldn't keep his mouth shut. I usually don't make a mess, but I kinda lost my composure there. Oh my god, he killed Luke. Gruesomely, I think. I thought we'd get along, you know? But you avoided me. Doubted me. You have no need of me. So I have no need of you. But don't worry, I'll keep you close. You're special to me after all. Oh, okay. So if we avoid him, like as in don't try and meet him, take his doll, talk shit about him with Luke, he murks us. I have just the right place for you. After this, you become the perfect Angie. We'll never be apart anymore. Now hold still. I'll make it as quick as possible. Struggle! This is bad. I have to do something. I began shuffling my body to shake him off me. The more I struggle, I can feel the wrap around my neck getting loose. Okay, now's the chance to... As I try and process what just happened, a sharp pain surges through my neck. It hurts. As his hand releases my neck, I lift up my trembling hand to feel the damage it's done to me. Oh no! There's a hole. And something warm is flowing out. I tried pleading for help, but no voice came out of my mouth. I told you to hold still, didn't I? I don't like to repeat myself. I can feel the strength leaving my body as I get colder and colder. That's it. Just relax. It'll all be over soon. As my vision begins to darken, I feel his hand gently caressing my cheek. Good night, Yinny. Welcome home, my Angie. Well, rip me. Bad end. Meddlesome. Oh, god damn it. Oh man, what the hell? Alright, we're back here. This time we're going to the rooftop. I guess I have a few moments to spare. It's boring to just stay at home anyway. With that, I turn back and walk towards the stairs to the rooftop. I admit I didn't expect much coming here, but it really gave an unexpected twist. There's no jaw-dropping scenery and the place had some trash bits here and there. But I was able to see the neighborhood surrounding in close detail. The apartment looked worn and tired with cracked walls and faded paint. Yet the blazing shades of orange of the sunset gave a glow to this worn-out cityscape, giving a brief moment of warmth amidst the decay. It's... quite the view, isn't it? Noah! Please don't murk me. You remember my name, I'm flattered. Noah lets out a gleamful smile as I look at him in silence, surprised by his sudden appearance. Did he just arrive? I swear I didn't hear the door opening. Or was he here all along? Is there something wrong? Oh, it's nothing. Just surprised to see anyone here, that's all. Do you come here often? Not often, but when I feel like it. It's a good place for a change of scenery. Mind if I join you? It just happens that I brought an extra drink as well. Sure. Allow him. Sure. The place has more than enough space for 2 people anyway. I know Luke warned me to stay clear from him, but I don't think there's a need to be obvious about it. Who knows? Maybe it really was a big first impression gone wrong and Luke's just overthinking things. Fantastic, here you go. Noah hands me one of the drinks he was carrying and leans onto the ledge next to me. We both stay still as we stare at the sunset. None of us says a single word. Are we gonna stay like this in absolute silence? Should I say something? But what do I say? As my head begins processing on what to say, Noah thankfully breaks the silence. So how are you doing so far? Gotten used to the place yet? Well, it's tough. In full honesty, it's pretty tough. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. With all the cleaning I had to do, I was honestly exhausted. And when I saw the state of the house, it made me almost shed a tear. I mean, look around. Most of the places are on the verge of collapsing. I have this like headcanon that his laugh sounds really creepy. Do you just laugh? You don't sugarcoat anything, do you? I live here too, you know? Only then I realized that might have sounded inconsiderate. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to... It's fine. I like honest people like yourself. Sure, this place is not everyone's cup of tea. But it does bring little surprises here and then. That's what I like about this place. I mean, I got the chance to talk to you again. That's a plus. I quickly put my head down to hide the increasing redness on my face. He really kicks in out of nowhere. I gaze back at the sunset as I take a sip of the drink he gave me. Ugh, it's so bitter. My bad, forgot to tell you I tend to get the strong ones. It wasn't on purpose. With his face, I can't tell if he's telling the truth or not. Wow, it's getting late. I should head back now. Still have bags left to organize. It was nice talking to you, Noah. Also, thanks for the drink. Though that pretty much numbed my taste buds. I wonder how he's able to drink that without a change in expression. I don't think he changes his expression much. No problem. I really enjoyed our time together. I hope we can talk like this again. I'll make sure to get the mild flavor ones next time. I take a deep breath before stepping deeper inside, trying to fill myself with a semblance of comfort. I gently put down my belongings and the bag of groceries on the table and head straight towards the bedroom. As I sit on the edge of the bed, my mind drifts through all the events that happened today. It was pretty much a mundane day, but at least I was able to meet all my neighbors. The thing that Luke said still lingers in my mind, but I guess it's best to put aside for now. I wonder what everyone else does for a living, and what their reasons for coming to this neighborhood are. Speaking of living, that reminds me, I need to find a new job soon. Okay, and then we start searching for our job, and it becomes a few hours later. Cause yeah, we've already seen this bit before. It's getting late. I should call it a day. I'll try again tomorrow. All I need is rest now, a long respite for whatever comes tomorrow. To be continued. Okay, so he didn't kill us this time. Let's refuse him this time. Oh, I was about to leave anyway, but thank you for the thought. I mean, it's true I didn't plan to stay here for long. I'll be going now. Goodbye, Noah. That's a shame. I'll see you around then. I take a deep breath before stepping inside. I gently put down my belongings and the bag of groceries on the table and head straight to the bedroom. I think this just gets you the scene where you try and look for a job. Yeah, so you look for a job and you struggle to find one. You go to sleep. I'm pretty sure this is just the standard, the standard to be continued ending. Okay, so that specific ending where you refuse him works out a bit differently. If you didn't talk shit about him and refuse him, nothing happens. If you talk shit about him and refuse him, he does come and kill you again. Speaking of him killing you, last time we struggled. This time let's stay still and see what happens. My body runs cold as it gets even more difficult for me to breathe. What on earth can I do? Is there even a way out? No, there's no way out. Tears run down my eyes as I succumb to the cold, endless darkness. Welcome back, my Angie. And then we just die. Okay, well, starting again. This time we're back here. Instead of introducing ourselves to the neighbors, which starts the whole narrative chain, I want to try and see what happens when we get some rest. I don't think I can move another muscle right now. I think I'll take a quick nap first. Exhaustion slowly takes in as I arrive in the bedroom. I guess I was more tired than I thought. Also, as soon as I let my body sink into the newly clean sheets, drowsiness starts rushing in. I start to buy groceries, though my body doesn't want to move an inch now. My eyes begin to close as I surrender myself to the comfort of the bed. Ah, screw it. I'll do everything tomorrow. Ending. Dead tight. I mean, valid. And that is my playthrough of My Angie Chapter 1. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. I'm not sure if I got all the endings, but I definitely did get all the major ones. Because we got the bad ending where he killed us. We got the other one where he put us to sleep, which was too easy. And then we got the dead tired ending, so there's those three. And then there's also a bunch of to be continueds that we also got as well. But thank you so much for hanging out with me while I played through this. I hope you guys liked this as much as I did. I think Noah's design is really cute. The hair drew me in and the eyes as well. He looks really unique and I actually want to find out a lot more about him. I think the first chapter does a really good job at setting up a lot of intrigue and a lot of desire to learn more about the lore. Because I was like, why is he in a uniform despite not being a student? Because he's a grown man. What happened between him and 201? The previous 201? What is going on in this town? Why is it like this? Why are there just strange people? Who was the blonde person that called us dearest as well? Like, I've got a lot of questions that I hope future chapters can answer because I'm very interested to find out as to why these things are happening. So when the next chapter comes out, I'll definitely be playing it for you guys. But until then, thank you so much for being here. If you guys did like this video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next video. And also if you want to support the channel and get exclusive content from me, such as playthroughs, uncut reactions to spicy scenes, spicy alternate draw and previews of games that I'm currently making, feel free to check out my Patreon, link is in the description box below. But thank you so much for all of your support, and until the next fictional man, take care.